you think he really got liposuction to lose weight?
On some G shit though, I really feel like y'all playing with me because I really been saying fuck this shit. We can't go to the next question.
All right, we can move on. I just like you had some funny bars in the whole thing that I just kind of wonder if it was serious or not.
Shit back up.
Nah.
I ain't on that.
Nah, we
Yo, what's good, gang? Your boy back with another explosive breakdown, and today we dive in deep into some Memphis street politics that's about to turn deadly. No cap. We talking about how Pooh shiesty just threw a grenade into what everybody thought was a dead beef between his day one homie Big 30 and Moneybagg. Yo, on his new track, Pooh shiesty dropped a line that got the whole city talking. I heard street dudes getting tummy tucks. Told you these rappers, lame. Now, if you know Memphis politics, you know exactly who we talking about. And this type underscore is about to get real deadly. For real. Let me break down this whole timeline for y'all. From how Big 30 first linked up with Moneybagg to how their brotherhood turned into pure hatred, and now how Pushy just lit the fuse on a bomb that's been waiting to explode. This ain't just rap beef no more, fam. This is street war disguised as music. To understand how we got here, we got to go back to the beginning, when Big 30 was just another young demon from South Memphis trying to make it out the trenches. Big 30, real name Rodney Wright, came up in the Killer Switch _ gang, KSBG, on the south side. And from jump, this dude was different. He got kicked out of school multiple times for disruptive behavior before even making it to high school, and eventually ended up in alternative school. But that didn't help much either. The streets were calling, and Big 30 answered that call early. He linked up with his childhood friend Pooh shiesty, and together they formed Choa Gang with their homies Little Hank and Choa _ These weren't regular teenagers, gang. They were terrorizing South Memphis and building a reputation as one of the most feared crews in the area. Big 30's name itself is a reference to his favorite weapon, and he quickly rose through the ranks to become one of the most respected shooters in the city. But here's where the story gets interesting, and this is where family ties come into play. Big 30's cousin was a dude named Big Noki, and Noki was already making moves in the streets and had connections throughout Memphis. Noki was the bridge that connected Big 32 Moneybagg Yo's world. When Moneybagg Yo was building his bread gang empire, he was looking for authentic street talent. Not industry plants or fake gangsters, but real demons who could bring that raw energy to his music. Through Noki, Moneybagg got introduced to Big 30, and the connection was immediate. Moneybagg saw something special in Big 30. This wasn't just another rapper trying to make it. This was a certified street legend who could actually rap. Big 30 had the perfect combination of street credibility and musical talent that Moneybagg needed for his label. Plus, having Big 30 and Nusky on the team gave Moneybagg some serious muscle in Memphis, which was important for a dude who was navigating some dangerous street politics. The signing made perfect sense for both sides. Big 30 got the platform and resources he needed to take his music career to the next level, while Moneybagg got two certified demons who could hold their own in any situation. It looked like a match made in heaven. And for a while, it was when Big 30 first signed a bread gang through CMG, everything was love. Moneybagg treated him like family, not just another artist on the roster. They were making music together, performing together, and building something special in Memphis hip-hop. Big 30 was grinding hard, dropping tracks that were getting millions of views, and building his own fan base while representing for Bread Gang. His connection with Pooh shiesty was also paying off, as Shy was simultaneously building his own empire with Gucci Mane's 2017 label. The Choa Gang was really taking over with both Big 30 and Pooh Shy, making major moves in the industry. During this period, Big 30 was featured on some of Moneybagg's biggest tracks, and Moneybagg was supporting Big 30's solo career. They had genuine chemistry in the studio, and their collaborations were hitting different because the brotherhood was real. But even during the good times, there were signs that not everything was perfect. Big 30 was still very much connected to the streets, and his loyalty was always divided between his music career and his street obligations. This would eventually become a major source of tension. Everything changed on January 28, 2022. Big Nusky was shot and killed in the Whitehaven neighborhood of Memphis. This wasn't just a random act of violence. Nusky's death was connected to some serious street politics that would eventually tear apart the Bread Gang family. According to Big 30, Nusky had been putting in work for Moneybagg Yo, handling street business that Moneybagg couldn't handle himself. Big 30 claimed that Moneybagg was getting extorted by some dudes in Memphis. So, he signed Big 30 and Nusky to be his muscle and protect him from the pressure he was facing. The night Nusky died, he had just left Big 30's show at a local high. Scooey was showing love and support to his cousin, just like family should. But just a couple hours after leaving that show, Noki was found dead, shot multiple times in the same neighborhood where he grew up. What made this situation even more painful for Big 30 was Moneybag's reaction, or lack thereof. According to Big 30, Moneybagg posted some broken heart emojis on social media expressing his hurt over Noki's death. But when it came time for the funeral, Moneybagg was nowhere to be found. This was a major violation in Big 30's eyes. In street culture, showing up for someone's funeral is one of the most basic signs of respect. If you claim to love someone, if you claim they were family, you show up when they're being laid to rest. Moneybag's absence spoke volumes to Big 30 about where his loyalties really lay. After Noki's death, the relationship between Big 30 and Moneybagg started deteriorating rapidly. Big 30 feet, like Moneybagg, had used him and his cousin for protection. But when it came time to show real loyalty, Moneybagg was missing in action. The business side of their relationship was also becoming problematic. Interview.6.00 6.24. Big 30 felt like he wasn't getting the support he deserved from Bread Gang, and he started exploring other options. According to Moneybagg, Big 30.
You can tell me if I'm wrong. It seemed like there was a personal reason why you took a break.
I was going through something. I had to get my mind right. I had lost a close friend, really.
Yeah. How much did that, like, I mean, obviously it weighed on you a lot. That's why you took the break from music. But was it just confusing for you? Like, you just couldn't believe it happened?
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't believe it.
Big 30 was trying to make moves behind his back, attempting to secure deals with other labels without going through proper channels. This is where the situation gets really messy because both sides have different versions of what happened. Moneybagg claims that Big 30 was being disloyal and trying to snake him, while Big 30 claims that Moneybagg was holding him back and not honoring their agreement. The tension finally boiled over when Big 30 released a track called How Could You, where he aired out all his grievances with Moneybagg. This wasn't just a diss track. This was Big 30 exposing what he saw as Moneybagg's fake character and explaining why their relationship had fallen apart. When Big 30 dropped How Could You, he didn't hold anything back. He called out Moneybagg for not showing up to Noki's funeral, accused him of using them for protection, and basically painted Moneybagg as a fake street dude who talks tough but doesn't back it up. Big 30 raped about how Moneybagg signed him and Noki because he needed muscle, not because he believed in their music. He claimed that Moneybagg was getting pressured by some real street dudes and needed certified demons to protect him. Moneybagg couldn't let that slide, so he responded with Airpaw, and this track was vicious. Moneybagg called Big 30 a snake who was trying to make deals behind his back. He claimed that Big 30 was capping about everything and that he had actually helped Big 30 more than Big 30 was willing to admit. In Airpaw, Moneybagg also addressed the Noki situation. But from his perspective, he claimed that he was hurt about Noki's death, too. But that Big 30 and Noki had jumped into beef that wasn't even theirs. Chasing clout instead of handling real business, the most devastating part of Moneybagg's response was when he demanded that Big 30 returned his Bread Gang chain, saying that Big 30 wasn't solid enough to represent the brand anymore. Big 30 wasn't about to let Moneybagg get the last word. So, he took to social media to expose even more details about their relationship. He posted a series of messages that painted Moneybagg as a fake gangster who needed protection from real street dudes. According to Big 30, Moneybagg was getting extorted by some Memphis dudes. So, he started signing rappers from Big 30's hood to have muscle around him. Big 30 claimed that Moneybagg wasn't really about that life and that his tough guy image was all for show. Big 30 also addressed the jewelry situation, saying that the only thing Moneybagg ever gave him was a cheap chain and that he had already paid Moneybagg back for it. He claimed that he had been getting money since he was 18 and never needed help financially. One of the most disrespectful things Big 30 said was that Moneybagg was fake, heard about Noki's death online, posting broken heart emojis and acting devastated, but then not even showing up to the funeral. Big 30 said, "We brought life to that underscore, made the city respect you. My homie's gone over that lame underscore and you ain't even come to his service." One of the most talked about aspects of this beef was Big 30's allegations about Moneybagg getting plastic surgery. In his diss track, Big 30 walked, "Claim a time you see me without a Glock in the 223, or name a time you see me without a Glock or a DRC. I work out and go lose weight. Ain't no way in hell I'm paying a doctor to redo my face." This was a direct shot at rumors that Moneybagg had gotten cosmetic surgery, including liposuction and other procedures to improve his appearance. In hip-hop culture, especially in street rap, getting plastic surgery is seen as soft and unmanly. Big 30 was essentially calling Moneybagg a fake pretty boy who was more concerned with his appearance than his street credibility. Moneybagg responded to these allegations in his own diss track, saying, "I'm calling this underscore how I see it. What makes you think I'll play with my skin? Surgery, we're out of shape, ass people don't even know nothing about the gym. but the damage was done. The plastic surgery allegations became a major talking point in Memphis, and people started questioning Moneybagg's authenticity. Interview.10.2, 810.47. Pooh Shiesty was incarcerated in a federal jail, battling his own legal issues. While all of this drama between Big 30 and Moneybagg was taking on, Shy faced harsh punishment after being detained in connection with a shooting and robbery in Florida. Shy's commitment to Big 30 remained unwavering during his incarceration. These two were the original members of Choa Gang and had been closest friends since.
Think he really got liposuction to lose weight?
On some G shit though, I really feel like y'all playing with me because I really been said fuck this shit. We can't go to the next question.
All right, we can move on. I just like, you had some funny bars in the whole thing that I just kind of wonder if it was serious or not.
Shit back up.
Nah.
I ain't on that.
Nah, we Moneybagg too.
Talking about that.
Since they were young, their friendship was unshakable. There was never any doubt as to which side Shy would support when the rivalry between Big 30 and Moneybagg began to intensify. The fact that Pooh Shy and Moneybagg Yo had really worked together on a number of songs prior to the conflict made this situation intriguing. In the studio, they were respectful to one another and had a professional connection. But Shy didn't hesitate to pick his friend when it came to deciding between day one loyalty and commercial partnerships. Out of jail, Shy was keeping himself informed and helping Big 30 in every way he could. Even though he was unable to attend the beef in person, his reputation and influence were still felt across Memphis. Everyone was aware that Shy would have the Big 30's complete support when he returned home. It appeared that Big 30 and Moneybagg had agreed to put an end to their feud after months of back-and-forth insults and drama on social media. Disc recordings were no longer released by either side. As the social media posts subsided, many began to speculate that perhaps they had resolved the issue behind closed doors. Rumor had it that some OG figures in Memphis had intervened to resolve the conflict and persuade both sides to stop destroying one another and concentrate on their music. It made sense for Big 30 and Moneybagg to move on from the turmoil because they both had respectable careers and fan following. The calm appeared to last for a time. Moneybagg continued to expand his enterprise as Big 30 continued to focus on his music. Without the poisonous energy of their feud, the hip-hop scene in Memphis appeared to be witnessing. However, anyone who truly comprehended the circumstances saw how brittle this peace was. It had been spoken too much for everything to just return to normal. Too many boundaries had been broken and too much suffering had been inflicted. Although inactive, the beef was still alive. The whole hip-hop culture in Memphis was waiting to see what Pooh Shiesty would do when he was eventually released from federal jail. Everyone was aware that Shy was one of the city's most gifted and deadly rappers, and that his comeback would tip the scales. Shy didn't take long to return to music, and FDO, First Day Out, was his debut single upon his release. This was meant to be an announcement that he was back in the game and a celebration of his freedom. Shy, however, had different ideas. Shiesty said something in FDO that instantly attracted everyone's attention. "I've heard that these rappers are lame," according to street guys getting stomach tucks. This was obviously a jab at Moneybagg and the Big 30's accusations of plastic surgery. As anyone familiar with the Big 30 and Moneybagg feud would know, this wasn't subtly subliminal either. All of the previous tensions were rekindled by this blatant disrespect. In essence, Shy was stating that the Moneybagg purported peace deal with the Big 30 did not apply to him and that he had not forgotten about the beef. Pushy's criticism of FDO is noteworthy for a number of reasons. First of all, it demonstrates that the Choa Gang has not moved on from or forgiven the events of the feud. Big 30 and Moneybagg may have decided to put an end to the public drama, but the fundamental problems remained unresolved. Second, the situation takes on a new element with Shy's reappearance. Pooh Shiesty is exceptionally talented and well-respected compared to Big 30. He has a deal with the Gucci Mane's 1017 label, is well-known across the country, and is regarded as one of the most dangerous rappers in the business. His involvement makes everything more intense. Third, this disc's timing is really important. Shy might have returned home and concentrated on earning money, avoiding turmoil, and reviving his profession. Rather, he decided to return to street politics in Memphis right away. This implies that the problems between Choa Gang and Bread Gang are far more complex than most people are aware. Now that Pooh Shiesty is back on the streets and obviously not interested in maintaining order, things are going to get really risky. Rap feud is no longer the only topic we discuss. Two of Memphis's most connected crews are engaged in a true street battle. Moneybagg Yo's Bread Gang has extensive connections across the city and the means to deal with any circumstance. However, Choa Gang is known for being utterly brutal, with Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty at the forefront. Rappers aren't acting like gangsters here. These are actual street devils that also happen to be rappers. To outsiders, the plastic surgery disc may appear insignificant, but in street culture, such disrespect necessitates a reaction. Moneybagg cannot allow Shy to return home and begin treating him disrespectfully right away without facing repercussions. How he responds to this situation will determine both his safety and his reputation. One of the most destructive beefs in Memphis hip-hop is about to resurface. Furthermore, Pooh shiesty simply added gasoline to a fire that everyone believed had been put out. There was more to the FDO diss than just a rap bar. It was a declaration of war that will soon convert Memphis into a combat zone. The sad thing is that loyalty and respect were the driving forces behind this beat. The same principles that hip-hop culture purports to uphold. However, these same principles are now fueling a fight that might endanger lives and ruin careers. With Moneybagg Yo's reputation at stake and Pooh shiesty back on the streets and obviously uninterested in peace, this scenario is headed for a fatal conclusion. The streets are observing, and everyone is aware that in Memphis, disputes of this nature don't simply go away. They are resolved in one way or another. This story is far from finished, so stay tuned. Gang, hip-hop in Memphis may never be the same after all is said and done.